Hi everyone, I'm Carrie and Yincense is my blog. This is my first video and this is take 4. So I'm really hoping to just do this in one take this time because it would be a lot easier. Anyway, welcome to my blog, Yincense. Today I just bought the domain name Yincense, and I've been ready, chomping at the bit with inspiration, to make available some ideas that I have for videos, for blog posts, and other things. Originally I had put a bid on a domain name that combined the word yin and inspiration, and it turned out I just was outbid on that auction at the very last minute this morning, and so I had to kind of take a moment and feel into. I knew that it was time to start this, so I knew that there would be something else that would make itself known, and just within a matter of a few minutes, all of a sudden I had the word incense come to mind. So yin and incense, Yincense. So I'm going to explain that. Yin, according to Chinese philosophy, and I'm going to refer to my notes here, is the passive female principle of the universe, characterized as female and sustaining and associated with earth, dark, and cold. And in my own words, I would also say that it's got the qualities of yielding, of receptivity, forming to the shape that it's been given, much like water. Water has a very yin-like quality. Incense. Now, incense is a substance that's burned for the sweet smell that it produces. The smoke or perfume of incense, we all know what that is. It has the roots in Old French of to set fire or to glow. So let's come back to that in a moment. Incense produces a smoke, and that smoke is used to purify the air or an object. It's lit as an offering, and it's a symbol of a prayer rising up to the heavens. So I think that Yincense is a very cool combination of words. Now to continue on with the definition of incense, and where I want to go into the purpose for this blog, is that incense can also mean to make angry, to make someone angry. And I think the interesting thing about this is that, you know, yin is something that is not very valued in our culture. There has, for many, many years, it's been undervalued. So many angry projections, so much rejection, devaluing, mistreatment, abuse of the symbol of the yin quality, the female, and so this is something that I want to weave into the offerings that I'm making on this. This is something that sits really deep in our psyches, and it has a very profound effect on our lives, on our environment, on our relationships. So I'm going to use this website to talk about the beauty of yin, its value, and its reclamation. You know, the most yin state that I can think of is death, and the most feared and hated thing in this culture is death. There's so much repression, there's so much denial, there's so much avoidance, fear of death. People, and very much for that reason, stillness, restfulness, softness, you know, there's a resistance to that too. Restlessness is the way of the world today. People have a fear of stopping, just being still, just sitting in their own sense of beingness, existence, that passive principle. People are so generally uncomfortable with silence. Softness is viewed as a weakness in this culture. And you know, one of the first spiritual books that I ever read, aside from the Bible, because I grew up in the Midwest in a very kind of a Christian environment, but one of the first spiritual texts that I found outside of that was the Tao Te Ching. I don't even know where it came from, but I just fell in love with it the minute that I opened it. And one of the things that I love about it is that it has a very kind of yin-like perspective on things. It's yin is valuable. It's yin that can flow. It's yin that can overcome. Water can overcome rock. Water can form a groove through rock. The Grand Canyon. It's one of the biggest canyons on Earth, has been formed because of water flowing through the areas where it could move and just creating this huge, cutting through these huge rock walls. So just to get to wrap things up here, I'm making this website out of my own recognition and my own healing and overcoming of the hatred, repression, denial of yin within myself, hating that softness because that softness had been hurt. I didn't know how to protect it. And it's not protected really in our culture. And that's, it's a major challenge that we have for men and women, both. Hating my body because of its functions, its vulnerability, the projections that get put onto it. The female body is the embodiment of yin. It's where all those projections of the fear and hatred of yin get put. But so much has been taken back here. I feel like so much of that self-hatred has just been laid aside and put to rest. And so this website is a tribute to that, to taking back the yin, honoring it, putting the goddess back in her rightful place, and enjoying the wonderful fragrance of the flower of yin, that incense, that flower, that incense that you can smell but you can never find. And so welcome to my blog, and I do hope that I will be sharing things that you will find helpful, inspirational, and enriching. So thank you for joining me. Until next time.